iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes. The best or nothing.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Bob.
Oh, and hi, I'm Christine.
Wow. Doing TV, radio here.
And sharing a microphone again, Bob.
I know.
Yes,
The budget's
this is
low.
togetherness.
Low
Yeah.
budget, but we will make it. Two special guests with us this morning, Christine.
Yes, from the cast of Aladdin on Broadway. We're saying good morning to Michael James Scott.
Good morning.
Who is our genie.
Yes.
So nice to meet you. And Aladdin himself. Ainsley Melham is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. You don't sound like a New Yorker, Ainsley.
No,
just saying.
I'm not from here. I'm all the way from Australia. That's right, Sydney, Australia.
So how much was that carpet ride? Did it, I mean, is that just from
Getting
Australia?
through customs was...
Yeah, it
whoa.
seems like
Yes.
it would be.
Yeah.
So you guys are fresh in Aladdin, the new main characters. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So has it started yet on Broadway for you guys, or are you
Yes,
already
yeah.
on stage?
We are well into our run here, both of us, and we're loving it. Everybody here is so welcoming. The cast and the crew, they're fantastic, and I just can't believe that we're standing on a Broadway stage, particularly for me, coming all the way from Australia, and now we get to do it here where it all happens.
And you were doing the show together in Australia. I know you've done Broadway. You were Genie before, and you're back again as Genie.
Yes.
So how are the audiences different from Australia to New York City?
Oh, I think, well, the great thing about our show is that it feels like it's so universal in the sense that it's such a beloved story and universally all over the world. And I've gotten to do it now all over the world has been really like it's kind of blown my mind at the response from the audiences, because in Australia, they were so excited about having the show, and Ainsley and all of the Australians down under were just were there was an excitement about it, you know. And the cool thing about New York, it was the same kind of thing when we opened here. You know, there's this real like energy for the show, and I think it's because it's the love of the show and it's for everyone. So everyone has this thing that it's kind of like this universal love for the show.
What do you use for inspiration for Genie, for instance? Do you use the cartoon? Do you look at past performances on Broadway, or do you come up with your own? Like, how does that happen?
I mean, I take from everyone. As I was walking in the studio today, I was looking at some of my some of the musical acts, and I see on the photos of artists. I like to steal from everyone. You know, it's like this
At least
thing.
you admit it. You know, that's good.
I do. I admit it. I'm taking full responsibility for all of the stealing that I do. But no, it really is like obviously the foundation of the late great Robin Williams, you know, sort of having that for all of us to sort of go based off of. But Disney has really been amazing to sort of give all of the genies a freedom to sort of do you. And that is what I think makes a successful genie, is when you really are able to bring you to it. And, you know, of course, all the other little influences that, you know, like my dad, my grandfather.
Oh, that's fun.
You know, it's really fun. It's sort of, you know, he has like lots of dad jokes. And sometimes I'm like, well, it's just his humor that I think is really fun to sort of throw in that kind of feel.
I love a dad joke. Now a granddad joke, but you know,
Granddad jokes are good
they're
too.
just new.
And Ainsley, how about for you? Because I know you had great success with Aladdin in Australia. We saw the show here in New York. We absolutely love it. It just looks like it's so much fun.
It is so much fun. For me, it's just incredible to live out that childhood nostalgia on stage. You know, you see these Disney films when you're young, and I can particularly remember Aladdin, watching that film when I was younger, and now to be able to embody that character on stage in front of all these people, it's very nostalgic for me, and I guess that's what you're bringing to the audience as well. They're coming to watch this beautiful Disney show that they're remembering from their childhood. Most of our audience is in their 20s and 30s, and they're coming on a date night with their partner because they want to come and just sort of lose themselves in that Disney magic for 2 hours.
What do you suppose is the staying power for Aladdin? Because shows come and go, you know, and so this one, it's been nearly a decade almost. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, since
on Broadway.
On Broadway, we actually just celebrated our 5th anniversary.
So it's 5th.
Yeah.
Okay. But still, I mean, if you're a year on Broadway, that's a win. What do you guys, think the longevity is due to?
Well, the show has huge heart, I think. You know, it has huge heart. The story is as Michael said earlier, it's one that sort of is universal and translates universally, and then on top of that you have the beautiful music, which not only touches you and is great to listen to, but it also has a wonderful story behind it. How that all of that came about.
Yeah, I think that I do. All of that. I think that is. I think there's like this thing that you're getting with a Disney brand,
Right.
kind of with a big Broadway musical, Disney, attached to all of those things. I feel like make the formula for something that is really successful. I also feel like there is, because of the love of the show and because of the energy that surrounds it, everyone can come to the show. So when you have a show where everyone can come, your audience really multiplies, by lots of people, and truly everyone can come and have a good time. And I think that it's one of the things that I'm so proud about the show.
It has a happy ending.
Don't tell.
Does the guy get the girl or something?
Maybe.
How about the genie?
Does
Does he get a bottle? What happens to him? You two doing the show together in Australia, is this just happy coincidence that you're together again on Broadway, or did you plan it?
But we demanded.
Yes.
We demanded
You say
that this was how
gotta
it was
be us.
going to be.
So your pals off stage too?
Yes, I mean we
Absolutely.
got to. It's crazy that we're here. I mean, I feel like we maybe had said it one time. We were like, oh my God, wouldn't it be so cool to do this together on Broadway?
Right.
Like just being
You put the
ridiculous.
energy. Being
We
ridiculous.
put it out there.
Yeah.
In the
Definitely
universe.
Put it out there.
And it happened. I mean, it worked. The timing of it all was really unbelievably beautiful. Like
Yeah.
just the way it was exactly how it was meant to be. And Ainsley ended up finishing and having some time. I was coming off of the tour. Like it literally the timing of it all and them sort of giving we came in for like the 5th anniversary.
You said I'm bringing my mate from Australia.
That's what
That's
I
it.
said. I said I'm bringing my mate.
It's amazing because and not only that, then there's the third piece of Ariel Jacobs, who is our Jasmine, and she did the show with us in Australia.
Where is
She-
Jasmine? I mean,
She's sleeping.
must be
right.
nice. Be the princess.
She needs her beauty rest.
I know.
But she's with us
She is-
again now as Jasmine here.
That is
so
great.
It's 3 pieces have sort of come together.
So let me ask you guys this. For us, we do a show every day,
Yes.
but it's not the same show every day. So how do you guys get, always any big Broadway show like this where you are the leads, big roles, how do you guys bring all that energy to the show each and every time? What's your motivation for that?
Well,
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Because it's the same show, and you have to bring the same excitement to it.
It is. I mean, each audience brings with it a new energy and a new challenge, and I think inbuilt in what you're saying, there every night you have to go out, you have to do the same
Right.
thing. You sort of create the challenge for yourself as a performer and an actor to go out and find something new and find the energy. That's the work, and that's the challenge in the whole thing, I guess. But
Because every time it's like, man, you guys, you bring it every show. I'm
I
always
think
amazed by that.
like what you said, like you all, you saying you do a different show every day. I think we do a different show every night as well. I feel that's what I feel about it, and it truly, I have the sort of the fun job of getting to directly speak to the audience. So it really does feel like a completely different show every time,
and
because
feed
you
off
feel
their excitement. They're looking at you,
Yeah.
They're on Broadway. They're seeing this awesome show. It's like-
exactly. And it's the beauty.
We don't have an audience that we can see, so that
Oh, good
that's
and bad, right? No, but we don't
for
have,
us it's good. For me, it's good.
the energy is so good though. You just feel that the audience is with you.
Yes. It's the beauty of live
Isn't
theater. It really is the
it's
beauty.
incredible. It is. It's
Yes.
the most gorgeous experience. Are there certain nights of the week though where it's a little bit tougher, where your audience is tired or something because it's Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever it is?
I think you can notice because we, I'm saying we now because I feel like I'm here and I'm part of it. But because you have such a great sort of tourism industry here in terms of Broadway. A lot of people coming into the city to see shows. I feel like sometimes you can feel when maybe the audience is more full with people who aren't from New York or people who perhaps English may not be their first language and they're coming to see the show. And that doesn't mean that they're enjoying it any less, but you sort of you feel that energy and you go, okay, now I have to sort of go above the language and give a show to a wonderful audience. Bring the energy and the music and the fun.
What does your family think of this for you? I mean, for you guys both, it's awesome, but to think that you're coming all the way from Australia to America, the big Broadway, the bright lights, what's Mom think?
Yeah, I mean, it blows their mind to an extent, because I think every parent, when their child starts performing, they have that moment of, okay, this is wonderful, and they're supportive, but then they go, how
you should take another job, right?
Well, yeah,
mechanics or something.
Not everybody is able to have a sustainable career out of this sort of thing, and so I know that they had those thoughts early on, but now that we're here and it's sort of like, okay, we did it. I think it's just relief and excitement and pride, and
they came.
Actually,
they already came.
Yes.
Of course they did.
They came.
24-hour flight, Qantas,
all of that, and they were just like little kids, at the front of the theater, seeing our faces on the theater.
Did you see them during the show?
Yes.
You looked at that.
Yeah.
That's
the tears streaming down their face, just like.
How about you, Michael? Is Mom or Dad?
Well,
your show?
they didn't know what to do with me when I was little, so they were like, what was going to actually happen? Like in terms of me doing. This was the only thing I've ever wanted to do, and that I've only ever done. I've been doing this since I was little, so they have been. I always say to parents, when they ask me about advice for their kids who want to do this, I said, just say yes. And that's what my parents did. Yeah. They just said yes. And that to me...
You're like a hard guy to say no to.
Well, give me it. It's just to be able to have the support of... sort of like putting themselves aside and not maybe like what it is that they have, like they want for their kids or whatever it is that like you're allowing your kids to sort of do them. It's like Disney allowing me to do me in the Genie. It's like truly just say yes. And that's what my parents did. They said yes to everything for me to do. Wish was granted. And so to get, I'm very blessed. I've had a, over 15-year career on Broadway. And it has been unbelievably,
look what he's been in, Christy.
I'm very, very blessed, and I'm very grateful. And again, I've worked very hard to sort of get, where I am. But my parents and the people around me, I call them my angels that I've had, from when I was very small.
Where are you from originally, Mike?
Orlando, Florida.
Oh, okay.
The land of Disney. I know. It's full circle. I did. I've worked when I was little at Disney. Oh, please. I have many Disney stories. It's amazing.
That is awesome.
But, for them to see that. Yes. And just like Ainsley, they
Disney Sydney, do they have that yet?
No, not yet.
They should.
They should.
I know they should. I mean, Australia would love it. They would.
Bet.
Australia loves Disney,
because everyone in Australia hops on a plane so they can come here to see it.
Right.
Well, maybe that's the secret. Maybe that's why they're not putting it.
They don't do it.
To keep them coming here.
Right.
All right. So, Michael, do you have any advice for Will Smith, who's going to be doing Genie in the movie?
Honestly, I would say. I mean, I'm sure he is fine, and I'm sure he's just doing his.
Who plays Aladdin in the movie?
Oh gosh, what's his name? The gentleman's name? I forget.
Ainsley, you should know this.
I know. I should.
That's a good question.
But he has a wonderful name, and I just I can't remember.
Yes,
all right.
He's. Yeah, I can't remember his name, but
He
I would
looks
say
the part, and he gets to wear a shirt, which I wish I could.
So you got to do push-ups and everything, right?
That's right.
Oh, right. Oh, mate.
I mean, you got to work out a lot.
No carbs for you.
I'm sure that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What are the diet tips?
I don't know.
I mean, are you working out every
Just
day?
run around like Aladdin
It's all,
every night,
it's all
right?
exactly. Run around on stage like Aladdin every night. You can eat
And
what
then
you
you're
want.
fine. You can eat whatever you want. Okay.
And Michael, for Will Smith, parting words for Will Smith.
I literally would just say, I'm like, do
Our
you,
interview.
which I'm sure he's doing, is do
Yes.
you. That's what I tell
Do you.
all of the friends who have like asked me about advice, like going into audition for the Genie or anything like that. Lots of young, bald black boys coming there asking me, just chocolate boys asking me, advice on being the Genie, and I just say, be the most
Be you.
authentic you that you can be.
Yeah.
That I think goes into life and in general. So
Well, you guys are great. I know it's super early for you to be up, and
And
I'm
thank you
sure,
for doing
but
that.
thank
We
you.
appreciate
of
it so
course,
much.
yeah.
So we definitely want to get tickets to go see you in Aladdin. Oh, it's easy.
I can hold this up.
AladdinTheMusical.com.
Look at that.
There it is.
Sing us out, Genie. Come on. Sing us out.
Thank you so much.
Thank
guys.
you.
It's been a
Thank you,
pleasure.
guys.
Michael and
Thank you.
Ainsley. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.